next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. Free Soul in the building.
Yes,
My guy,
indeed. Yes,
welcome
indeed.
to the show.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Blessing to have you here, man. We missed you in Philly, but we're here now.
It's all good.
Were you on the West Coast at that time?
Yeah, yeah. Because,
Okay,
I'm pretty much, living out Cali. I'm actually rarely on the East Coast at this point. So
Okay.
I was pulling up. I'm like, I got to pull up on the radar.
How long you lived in Cali for now?
Year and a half, almost 2 years.
Oh, that's not that long.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, before that, I was born and raised out in Philly. So.
Big Philly, right?
Yeah.
What part of Philly?
So West Philly and Upper Darby, which is like, Upper Darby is like a little suburb right out of West Philly. So it's like right there is west, you know what I'm saying? Like west of west. So
What was the big decision for the move out to Cali?
really just like to expand and grow out of my comfort zone. You know what I mean? A lot of times in our hometown, we can get used to the way we moving and it can produce a lot of stagnant type of energy. So at home, it was cool. I love being from where I'm from and the energy that it helped me, tap into, but I really wanted to expand. And I had already been going back and forth to Cali a lot because a lot of my fan base is out there, like as far as analytics streaming, like LA is like at the top. You know what I'm saying? So LA and Atlanta was the two. So I was kind of picking between them and LA was kind of more what I was feeling.
Why was LA kind of more what you were feeling?
Out of them two, I mean, it's a few different reasons. As far as the West Coast, one, we got to talk about the weather, obviously. But just like the overall scenery, a lot of times when I like to shoot, I like to be on mountain trails and by beaches, like, and kind of like a lot of that.
Nature settings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the music you make, like coming out of Philly, is very different than like a lot of like what we got on our time out there. And just in general, like when it came to like you finding like this style, which is incredible, like where is it really rooted in for you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it do got a lot of Philly essence in it, but also I kind of like a lot of the Philly essence of rap for we know it for right now is street rap.
Of course.
But I'm not a street dude, so it's like coming from that, it's like I can't really do that. So if I'd have came out on that type of shit, it wouldn't have been authentic. It would have been fraud and it would have been lying and somebody would have pulled my card. I'd have been in a situation where I got to stand up to something that's not, where my background is actually truly from. So a lot of my music now is rooted in like, the shit I learned from my spiritual awakening and kind of just trying to transform and use my gift in a way where I can impact people in a positive light.
Explain to me what your spiritual awakening was.
So, I mean, I was kind of one of them people who like always kind of had a certain intuitive gift, but, as I got older, I learned to cultivate it and started learning more about, energy and how to balance it and manipulate it, the laws of the universe, manifestation, different things that I can consciously do and put my mind to encompass my musical sound and kind of be like the soundtrack for that. So kind of in like the spiritual world or the conscious world, a lot of people look at me like I'm the, sonically like the face of it, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now I'm just like, all right, taking what I did in that community, now bridging it for the world, you know what I'm saying? Because a positive message ain't just for one group of people, it's for everybody. Because all the time, sometimes we need breaks, sometimes we need balance. Like some days it's a Cardi, it's a Cardi day, it's a Kanye day, it's a Future day. And some days it's a Free Soul day, it's a, different vibe day, some shit where it's like, it's more on the uplifting side. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just my whole thing right now is just to bring some balance because hip hop, we love it so much, but sometimes it can get a bad rap or a narrative where a lot of people want to distance themselves from it. They be like, oh, well, rap is only about this, that, and, when you hear old heads talking about it or certain people that want to disconnect from it, a lot of their reason is for, it's too violent, it's too hard, it's too this and that, and then they want to disconnect from the genre as a whole. You ain't got to disconnect from the genre. You just got to bring balance to what you bringing in, you know what I'm saying? It's all different types of spectrums to hip hop. It's not just one spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you got your Cole, your Kendrick, you're going to have your Drake, your Future. You're going to have your 21 Savage. You're going to have your somebody like Toby or Rex Life Raj or whoever it may be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different spectrums that instead of trying to attack the genre as a whole and throw it under the bus, I'm just trying to enlighten people like, yo, you can find balance in it, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I respect that. You also have posted like trailblazing don't come with a roadmap. Been walking this road for a minute, many miles to go. what you're doing today, what you doing today to leave a legacy on this planet, the road less traveled, album out everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put that too. You know what I'm saying? Like you're working on trying to bring that balance, and like it takes some time to get there too.
Yeah, it's a role where you got to be willing to carve your own path, like a LaRussell or somebody did. Like he didn't go through and follow an exact map or trail that was already pre-laid by somebody else. He said, man, we got to figure this out in the field and kind of create it, and then people gonna follow this. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like being a trailblazer is something that I stand on, and that I was willing to put extra years in and step by step, grow for it. You know what I'm saying? But even within that, it worked out because like, just a few months ago when I dropped this and it went viral, my song Be Yourself King, and it was, tens of millions of views all over social media, everybody in their mind posting it, A-listers following me from that. It's kind of, I didn't jump to somebody else's formula for that, or I didn't try to copy somebody's blueprint. That was just an organic moment, what I'm saying, from something that I just do. It wasn't like I did that specific moment for that. It's just like being on this road, and when I went up, it made me realize even more so how important it is. I already knew it was important, but, when people was at my show and they crying and they telling me how I changed their life and how, people was thinking about hurting themselves until my music was able to come in and do something like that. So it's like a deeper purpose with, what I mean? Like at the end of the day, that wasn't, when I first picked up the mic, that wasn't what I sought out to do, but that's just the way it evolved. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
With the record too, like Be Yourself came, like, when you created it, did you know at the time? Like, did you have that feeling?
The thing of, that was the one that I least expected. So it caught me off guard. Like when it went up, I'm like, oh, now I got to play catch up. And now let me get on this and let me keep the wheels. Cause like at the end of the day, bro, that was about to be 6 tracks. That was about to be one of 6 tracks that I was just dropping back to back to back. Cause I do this thing called Free Soul Friday sometime. I did it top of 23 where I was literally dropping a new song to DSPs every Friday. I did that for 13 weeks straight. So I was about to start it up again, and that was gonna be the first song. So that was just gonna be just another one just to stay consistent and keep getting shots in the gym up and keep going. And then once it started popping off, I'm like, whoa, I can't just move on to the next drop yet. I gotta actually like dial in and lock in on this moment and see how I can maximize, you know what I'm saying? And kind of just like hit that shit and, continue to make the wheels turn on it.
Right. Was there a particular response from somebody that like kind of shocked you when it was going around, like the song was making its rounds?
I mean, the Snoop Dogg thing kind of was, I wasn't expecting that at all. He commented that was the song of the year, you know what I'm saying? So
that's fire.
That's kind of like that's somebody that we all view as a legend that's done his due diligence.
The most well-known rapper in the world.
Yeah, literally, you know what I'm saying? So just that, that's a great, affirmation from somebody that's at that level. Him, a lot of NBA guys, a lot of NFL guys, for me, Kyrie hit home a lot. He tapped in after that came out. So I'm like,
why Kyrie specifically hit home?
Just because he a trailblazer in, basketball, what I'm saying? For like what he doing, what he stand on. And, just like he stood on his principles in the face of adversity, you know what I'm saying, with things that was going on a few years ago. And although, a lot of people ridiculed him, a lot of people wrote him off or didn't really understand what he was on, he said, nah, this is what I'm on, this is what I'm doing. For my tribe that understand it and resonate, let's get it. For y'all that don't, I'm not going to try to please y'all. It's going to be what it is. And that's another brother that's, on his journey, and is public about his enlightenment. It's like making that cool, you know what I'm saying, in a way. So that's kind of like, I feel like we're on a similar frequency as far as what we do. You know what I mean? He a GOAT on what he doing. I still got some miles to go before I could be a GOAT, but the frequency is similar. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you about the chain. What's the symbolism behind the chain? Yeah,
so this is a dragon. One of which, it is the year of the dragon right now, in the Chinese calendar. But for me, this is like a very ancient mythological symbol, you know what I'm saying? And the creator, King CJ, that made it, you know what I'm saying, he had the intentions of making it to invoke wisdom, protection, to increase manifestation power. Things that like, when my thoughts and intentions infused with this and me wearing it every day, things like that is a tool to help accelerate the process of where I'm going. But also outside of that, this shit look fly as
right.
So and it draws attention, like, and people like see it And it's like, wow, what the hell is that? And, you know, no matter what city I'm in, whether I'm in Whole Foods, whether I'm whatever, people stop me in the street almost every day to try to talk about what's going on. And I mean, that's a good way, you know, to make connections, to just like, you know, get a reaction out of people, to exchange energy. So I like to have statement pieces, whether it's with a piece of jewelry or just something that I'm wearing, like this poncho or something that's kind of just like, that's just a part of my, you know, whole thing.
Aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
You were in the rock band at one point too, right?
Yes, sir. With this guy actually too behind the camera.
You were in the band too?
Yeah, he played guitar.
Okay.
So I started out as a musician, bro, as a drummer. Like, you know, that's where my roots are, is in live music. Because my father was a bass player, so I got exposed to it very early on.
Right.
And we was kind of like some alt black kids, kind of on some cool shit, but kind of also on some weird shit.
Right.
So we was like listening to different type of genres, getting inspired by different things. The game Guitar Hero actually is what exposed me to like rock music and figuring out like, oh, kind of dope. Let me actually look into this shit a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? So after we did that, yeah, we just started making music for ourselves. You know, I was like 13, 14 years old, playing in bars and like all type of shit, you know, just getting those reps in, getting those hours. Long before I picked up a mic, I had already been doing music like my whole life. Rapping was the last thing I started doing. I was making beats after that. I was a producer before that.
That's great. So you kind of gone through like every kind of like different trial.
I never thought I was gonna be an artist, bro. Because growing up, I was very quiet. I was very shy. I didn't really speak a lot. My voice was not, you know, I was more my hands, not my voice. So me rapping and singing, that was like the last thing I thought I was gonna be doing. And that's actually what I built all of the shit off. That's what I was able to build. You know, taking care of my family, you know, living good in California, just building a legacy was off of my voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Is it weird for you?
Makes sense.
It makes sense.
Like this, you know, a lot of people, when you watch people put in that work,
Yeah.
when you finally get there, it gets to a point where you're like, this is the connection.
Okay. That makes sense. 1,000%. I was gonna also ask about the Black Cowboy music.
Yeah, that John. So that one, the Road Less Travel, it was kind of inspired by like, you know, the game Red Dead Redemption a little bit, as far as just like.
Love Red Dead. You play Red Dead?
Yeah, because I was kind of, I think I had beat that shortly before that, and then when I found that beat, I'm like, this like some John Marston type. And then I'm like, hold on.
Looking up a John Marston type beat is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but I like that. Yeah.
It wasn't, but you know, when I heard the beat, that's just kind of like what came to mind. Probably because I was just fresh off of beating it, but I was kind of in that frequency already, and then it kind of just hit me like that, and it just came to me. And that's one of them joints. I didn't even write it down. That's one of them. I heard the beat. 30 minutes later, the song was done. It was just like, it just came through me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because I just keep saying there's like so much crossover between like hip hop, R&B, and rap coming that like it's interesting. Like, and there's a lot of really incredible upcoming black country artists who are doing amazing things, like Shabuzi. We have a couple other country artists coming next week. Their names escape me, but there's a lot of dope country artists coming up. So like when I see like that, I'm like, oh, this is fire, because like it's just adding to like me being like, oh yeah, this country, hip hop, R&B, like this is all about to become like one thing.
And I mean, you know, what was the Old Town Road, Lil Nas X? Definitely for a lot of people, that was the first introduction to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that kind of shifted the whole people's mindset about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it even a step further back. Really, we were playing the video earlier. Beyonce performing with the Dixie Chicks at the CMA Awards in 2017. Wasn't as high profile as Lil Nas X for sure.
Right.
But definitely was kind of like the beginning of like I wouldn't even say acceptance by the CMA people, because I don't think they'll ever. Well, they're gonna have to accept it eventually, but I think it becoming more normalized and it being more kind of like an open format. Like, oh yeah, so like there's a lot of black country artists doing country music. Like they're not gonna have a choice, but they have to accept it eventually, right?
Right.
It's just good music at the end of the day.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's what I think that record was. I was like, oh, this is fire. And you're like the second artist today who came in and they are either a rapper or a singer, but they also have a country song. Right. So I'm like, as I'm seeing this, I'm like, all right, I kind of see what's going on here in the consciousness of everybody. Like everybody kind of wants to make at least one country song now. Yeah,
it just had that vibe. To me, that song's still hip hop, but it got that essence also in it. Like country person could listen to that and still resonate. Like, yeah, I feel this.
That's a fact. Yeah. So what are we working on now? Because like, so the last song you dropped that was on September 13th ish. I think.
Yeah,
that's when I saw.
Yeah, Be Yourself King.
Be Yourself King out now. Go run that up. You know what I'm saying? Super viral. But like, What is coming next? Like, what are we working on now? Because you're gonna do like the Free Soul Fridays, but then we've been on pause. Well, not pause, but like we've been on focusing on Be Yourself King.
So now I'm working on an album and an EP.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to release it with the platform Even. I don't know if you hit with them. So
shout out to Russell. You know what I'm saying? And Even also helped us out in Milwaukee. Shout out to
that's another reason why I didn't get right to dropping yet, because I got a lot of music on DSPs. I got like almost 100 songs on like traditional DSPs. So I'm like, maybe for this next one, I go and jump on the Even wave and see how we can really run that up on a new level. You know what I'm saying? Because like my supporters, my tribe, they'll tap in and they'll do that without even batting an eyelid. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll definitely be a powerful moment for the platform and for just the evolution of music. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't told nobody yet, so that's a world premiere here. But yeah, the next project will be on Even.
Do you have a name for it or no?
Nah, not yet.
Still cooking it. Okay.
Still cooking. I got some records. I got some really beautiful records. Hopefully I can play some too before we head out. But yeah, it's definitely in the works, and it's gonna be spring.
Are we bringing springtime? Are we bringing Free Soul Fridays back?
Yeah, we definitely gonna bring those back as well.
Okay, fire.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the new fans post the viral and all that don't know about that and haven't seen that yet. You know what I'm saying? My tribe, they've been rocking with me for the last 4 or 3 years. They know how I've been coming. So now it's like, all right, let me get to everybody that's new and hip up to speed of how we be running this shit up efficiently as well. That's one thing I like to stand on and have as one of my principles. Consistency with efficiency.
Consistency with efficiency. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna take that. Consistency and efficiency. Yeah. That's good, man. Well, look, I'm excited for the new project coming soon to Even. Shout out our family over at Even. Freestyle now by the time y'all see this, go check that out. Before we get up out of here, anything else you want to let the people know where they can follow you, all that good stuff? Now's the time to do it. This camera on the right here.
Yes, indeed. You can follow me on all platforms at Free Soul. That's FR33SOL. A lot of beautiful music, enlightening music, healing music, music that changes the world, music that makes you feel like the greatest version of yourself. You wake up in the morning, play that, and you're going to have a beautiful day. So let's get it.
There you go. Well, look, make sure you check out everything he has out now. Go run up our performance with him. Go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him some support. Love is free. Support is free. But y'all brand new. Until next time, Free Soul on the radar. We out. Bow. My guy.
Indeed.
Love.